During COVID, there was an unrest amongst the United States because George Floyd was murdered senselessly. We started protesting. We went to the streets.
We just needed a place to process, to be together, to be in community, to sing, to read poetry, all of those things.
You stole a lot from my harvest. Somehow I still got some heart left.
We needed a space to heal.
We were in a conversation about race and representation in this country. And so we came into that not just as arts advocacy, but that we have a pointed social justice leaning as well.
We ended up forming the Black Artist Collective out of all of that chaos.
And we turned this into an opportunity for growth, for celebrating our culture, for joy, for resisting.
Arts is advocacy, intervention, and interruption.
Everything, I would say, culminated on the steps of City Hall. I remember hearing Martika perform this speech, basically advocating for the rights of Black artists and how we are so undervalued in the city of Syracuse.
We needed more spaces for Black and brown artists to unapologetically be themselves, to create freely, to get paid. We needed a place to just be.
I ended up meeting Shayla that same day, and she invited me to meet with her and Kiana, where we wanted to come up with some sort of coalition or something.
We didn't see a space in which Black and brown artists could perform, have professional development, and proper representation in terms of equitable allocation of funding. I don't want to pretend that there weren't people doing a lot of work. There are a lot of individuals who came before me.
People like Herb Williams, Jack White, Marjorie Wilkins, Cheryl Wilkins, Michael Moody.
There were a lot of individuals who passed away, moved away, and so there was this void.
BAC is not just important to me, it's necessary. And if it didn't exist, there wouldn't be so many of these wonderful things that have happened in the last 5 years.
Sasu ye maya, sasu, sasu ye maya.
We're so multidisciplinary, we're so interdisciplinary. We have visual artists, performing artists.
We've been cultivating this really, really dope space for people to come and find their people. And I'm so proud of the roster of artists that we have involved with the Black Artist Collective. When they show up, they show out. And that's something that you will always get from the Black Artist Collective is quality.
We do a lot of programs. We pilot a lot of programs too. And so fundraising really helps us get those programs off the ground.
We have our annual initiatives that we do. We have Black History Month Showcase. We have our Snowies event. So we're always thinking about not just the art practice, but also entrepreneurial. So that is workshops around resumes and making sure that your work is protected and things like that as well.
I've done some crochet and chill events. I've also hosted some vision board making parties.
We have our writing workshops. We have our spoken word masterclasses as well.
The Brown Sugar Day Party was just a thought we had last year. We wanted something that was open to everybody where they can just come and enjoy themselves. So we had a great turnout, so we're looking forward to doing that again this year.
And that's just the outward facing stuff. That's not the stuff that we do internally in terms of policy and advocacy, like what Shayla does every day. She lives and breathes that, trying to make a way where there's no way.
How do you identify where the resources are when they have not been afforded to you? How do we know where to be? And then how do we be effective in those spaces in trying to advocate for members of the Black Artist Collective?
Black artists and Black organizations, we need the funding. We're not coming from a legacy standpoint where we have alumni that is just donating this money. We have been building our credibility individually as artists, but as a collective as well.
We know where the dollars go. They go to the state re-granters, the regional re-granters, but how much of that is actually being funneled to grassroots organizations? How much of that is being funneled to individual artists? We're coming up with ideas to create more channels for funding to be meeting the needs of the communities that we serve.
I think that we need a combination of the marching in the street and we need the noise. We also need those who are willing to sit down and read addendum to part 5 of some legal document. But we have to understand, how do we get down to something where people are accountable for the choices that they're making or the promises that are made?
Our policy work can not only help Black and brown artists, it can be effective for all different types of artists and people who engage with art across races, genders, and the spectrum of humanity.
It has had an immense impact within 5 years alone, from our lawsuit to exercise our First Amendment rights and our rights to gather and assemble. That was a great success.
But that meant that any organization that wants to be in our public spaces and lean into not necessarily having police on site can do so.
Without art, none of us could survive. None of us. We need music, we need all the things that feed our soul, and so that's what we're doing.
I was gonna be great regardless, but I'm even better with my people. And I found my people through the Black Artist Collective.
I went from being someone who stayed in the idea space for years at a time to someone who produces every year. That's a dream realized.
The culture here is growing. It's becoming more diverse. There's more younger Black and brown artists that are leading the way.
We're saying there is a viable, vibrant art scene here. Help us build it. Come join us in building this scene. Why should they support the Black Artist Collective? Would you have supported Langston Hughes? Would you have supported Gwendolyn Brooks? Would you have supported August Wilson? You're looking at them. If you enjoy the artists of today, that means you have to then lean and pour into the artists of tomorrow.